This is the Wellness Club, where we dive into all things wellness, from nutrition to fitness to productivity and more. We are exploring the science to help you feel your best inside and out. I'm your host, Cass Camp, and I am so happy that you're here. Welcome to the club. Hi guys, welcome back to the podcast. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that I missed an episode. I'm sorry that my schedule has been inconsistent. I'm sorry. I owe you an apology for that. This summer has just been insane, and it's only like 2 weeks in, but I feel like I've just been running around doing so many things, but also having so much fun, which I'm honestly like, the memories are more important than stressing myself out to like reach some sort of result. Obviously, I want to post on this podcast. I love the podcast. All week I've been like, why haven't I just put an episode out? But I've just been doing so many things, and that sounds like some BS excuse, but it's true. I went on a bachelorette with my boyfriend's sister. She's getting married soon. So we went to Austin, Texas, which was so much fun. We did goat yoga. We did so many things, and it was a blast. It was my first time there. I actually, oh my God, I forgot about this. I ended up in urgent care, which is just so ridiculous. I forgot this happened because it was like a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago. But basically, while we were in Austin, there's a lake called Lake Travis where people like go on boats, and we did a boat day. And that was definitely a highlight of the trip. I'm waiting for the photographer that was on the boat to send us the pictures because that was just so much fun. There was a photographer, there was a DJ, and the only people on the boat were other bachelorette and bachelor parties. So it was all people getting married and their friend groups, and it was just so much fun. And while we were waiting for the boat, we were like outside in this like gravel, rocky, grassy area, and we got there really early. So we were just waiting there, and I'm just feeling bugs all over me. Like I was getting torn up, especially around my ankles. I was getting torn to pieces, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like swatting these bugs away. And one of the bug bites just like really stuck out. It was like painful. It felt like I was getting attacked by fire ants. And honestly, that's what I assumed it was. So I just like swatted this little bug away, and I was like, you're not going to ruin my fun today. So then we go into this lake, and it was a lake for sure. It was not like this pristine clear water lake. Like it was like a real lake. There are rumors that there have been alligators in there before. You can't see the bottom. It's not a clear lake, right? But we had a blast. Like, and I was swimming the whole time. I don't care. I'm a lake girl. I don't care if it's like dirty water. I don't care. But point of the story is this water's definitely not the cleanest. So that happened on Friday. The next day is Saturday, and I'm just itching away at my ankles. I have bug bites all over, but especially this one ankle is so itchy, so itchy, so itchy. By the nighttime, it starts like swelling up a little bit, and it started like oozing out little yellow stuff. And I'm like, ooh, that doesn't look too good. But I'm just itching it out. I'm like, it was probably the fire ant. I don't know. I was like blowing it off because also I'm in a whole nother state, a state I've never been to before, with people that like I'm close to the bride, but her friend group, I got closer with them on this trip, but they're not like my friend group. So I don't want to be the person that's like, oh, poor me. You know what I mean? I don't want to make a big deal over my stupid bug bite. So I'm like, I'm fine. But I didn't have any like Neosporin. I didn't have anything. No first aid kit. My mom was pissed at me when she found that out because she's a nurse, and she's always like, you got to bring a first aid kit, whatever. I personally didn't want to bring a first aid kit because I think that's bad juju, and that means you're going to need one. So anyway, so Saturday goes by, and I'm just itching. It was so itchy, but I don't say anything. It's right on my ankle. And then the next day, Sunday, I wake up, my ankle was like the size of a baseball, like around that little bone in your ankle. It was so swollen, and it was like red. There was like a red ring the size of a baseball. Honestly, probably bigger than a baseball, probably the size of a softball. And I know that because when I went to urgent care, she drew a ring around it like with a permanent marker, and it was huge. So it started getting really red, really itchy, and honestly kind of painful. And it was really starting to like ooze out this nasty ooze. And I'm like, this is not okay. So my first line of defense is I'm going to figure this out on my own. So I go onto Uber Eats, or like the version of Uber Eats where you can deliver something from a pharmacy. And I'm like, I'm going to get some hydrocortisone cream, some itch cream. I'm going to put this on. I'm going to make it so much better, right? So they have it on there. I order it. And while I'm waiting, now also I'm a newbie to this. I don't usually like order stuff, especially where I live. It's not really a thing, but I needed to in this case. I didn't have a car, whatever. So on there, I'm like waiting for the guy to get it. And the guy's messaging me and he only speaks Spanish, but he's saying, I can't find what you're looking for. And in my head, I'm like, it's just itch cream. Like, I feel like that's everywhere, like just hydrocortisone, any brand. So I respond and I'm like, anything similar is fine. Like whatever you could get, anything similar, that's fine with me. No worries. Like I didn't want him to stress about it. I'm like, no worries. But if you could find anything similar, I really need this. And he's like, no, it's fine. I'm going to talk to someone. They're going to help me find this. So I'm like, okay, that's really nice. But I'm like, any brand, like don't stress yourself out. They should have a million brands of this. Like I've seen it in the aisles. I've seen all the different kinds of it, right? But he's like, no, don't worry. I'm going to find this for you. So then he ends up saying, I have to get a different kind. I hope that it's okay. And I'm like, oh, I'm sure it's totally fine. Like as long as it helps with the itching, it's totally fine. Like whatever you got is fine, right? I wanted to be nice. So he pulls up super quick and I go out to his car because the driveway that we had was kind of like a cliff, like not actually a cliff, but the Ubers that we got, they were all having a hard time getting in and out of the driveway. So I was like, I'm just going to save the guy the trouble and I'll just go out there and get it from him. Plus I'm desperate for this hydrocortisone cream. Like I need this for my bug bite. So he comes, he only speaks Spanish and he's like, espero que esto esté bien, which I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm sure it's fine. He was saying, I hope that this is okay. And I'm like, oh my God, it's fine. Los insectos. And I lift up my ankle and I show him how bad my bug bite was. And he goes, oh. And I was like, what? And then he's like, oh, el segundo es mucho mejor para eso. And I'm like, what? Like now I'm even more confused. He's basically saying that the second one that he brought me is so much better for my bug bite. But I'm like, it's the same exact thing. Like all this drama over trying to find this box, it was the same brand, same color, same logo, same everything. So I'm just like, okay, like I'm like, maybe I'm not understanding. Like my Spanish isn't the best, but I'm like, maybe I'm not understanding. So I'm like, whatever. I'm like, thank you so much. Muchas gracias. He's like, yeah, good luck with your bug bite, whatever. And so I leave. I go in the house. I open it up. I'm desperate to put this on, right? I'm so excited. I've been scratching away. And as I'm putting it on, I just can't wrap my head around like what he was saying because I'm like, I know I understood him. Like I know enough Spanish to get by. I know I understood him. Why was this so confusing? So I go back to my orders and I look at what I ordered. I ordered anal itch cream. Same hydrocortisone cream, but the one that I ordered was meant for anal itching. Which is why he was probably so confused when I came out and showed him my bug bite. And that's why he said, oh, all big and loud. And I'm so glad that I actually did show him that because he was probably like, this girl has a severe problem if she's this desperate to get some hydrocortisone cream delivered at 8 a.m. in the morning to a bachelorette house. Like I was like, oh my God. So I just started cracking up because honestly, it's pretty funny. And the only reason I'm sharing this on this podcast is because this is kind of like a medical wellness podcast. We talk about medical stuff on here. I also tipped him like 60 or 70% off of that order because I felt so bad because I was just thinking about him in CVS or Walgreens or wherever asking the people, do you have anal itch cream? Like this person really needs it. And she keeps messaging me like, oh my God, I'm just mortified for him. So I tipped him a lot of money, by the way. So that was the start of it. But over time, it honestly didn't do much. Like within an hour or so, it wasn't getting better. It was honestly getting worse and I could just feel it. And I knew that I needed to do something more. So I send a picture to my mom and instantly she's like, why didn't you send this to me sooner? You have cellulitis, blah, 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 blah. She's going off on me on text. So now I'm freaking out. She's like, call me. So I call her and she's like, you need to go to urgent care. You need to go somewhere. And I'm like, Mom, we're going to this pool today. Like I don't have time to go to urgent care. She's like, you have to go. You're about to get on a plane. You need to be put on antibiotics. She's like freaking me out. So I'm like, oh my God. Okay. So we go to this hotel pool. This this was the day that we were flying out. So we did like a day pass at this pool. And it was the most gorgeous pool I've ever seen in my life. And as soon as I get there, I'm like, okay, guys, I'm going to Uber to urgent care. And they're like, why? Because at this point, I haven't said anything to anybody except I just showed them. And they're like, that looks really bad. But I'm like, yeah, I need to go. My mom said it's bad. I got to go. Right. And I'm like embarrassed about this because I'm the youngest person on the trip. I'm saying like, oh, my mom said I need to go to urgent care to people that I just became friends with kind of. And like, luckily, all of them were so cool. And we like got close over the weekend, but it's still just like, oh, come on, like such a party foul. You have to go to urgent care over a freaking bug bite. Like, tell me you're a loser without telling me you're a loser, right? But as we talk about on this podcast, your health is more important and you have to go and do things like this when you're in a situation like this. And luckily, I called around different urgent cares and the one that I decided on was highly rated. They took my insurance. There was a pharmacy right across the street and the guy was just nice. I was getting good vibes. They got me in right away. So I go there. Super beautiful, by the way. I don't know if all of Texas is like that, but like urgent cares in New Jersey are very just like sterile and, you know, they look like a hospital kind of. In Texas, or at least the one that I went to, it was like modern and kind of boho style. It was beautiful. Anyway, so I get there. I'm the only person in there. Obviously, this guy knows that I'm the one that we talked on the phone. I explained my bug bite situation. And I still had my pink heart sunglasses on that were like part of our themes from the weekend. And so you could definitely tell I was on like a bachelorette. So they call me back. The medical assistant is like checking me out. And she's like, ooh, yeah. And so she's asking me questions. And she's like, what kind of bug? When did this happen? And I'm like, honestly, I didn't really see the bug. I just know it was this little black bug at one point. But I was honestly getting torn to shreds up there. And I'm like, but you probably see this all the time around here, right? Like Texas has a lot of bugs. And she's like, honestly, no, I've never seen anything like this. So now I'm freaking out even more in the back of my head. I'm like, oh my God, like, what did I do? What happened? Right. And so she's like, but I can't give you any like diagnosis. We have to see the provider. I'm like, okay, cool. Right. She's just an MA. She was super nice. So then the provider comes in and she's a PA. She was also super nice, but she was not as reassuring as what I wanted to happen. So she gets out this permanent marker and this ruler and she's measuring how far the bug bite spread. And she draws this big line around it. And she's like, if it goes outside of this line, I need you to come back right away. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that. But you probably see this all the time, right? Because Texas is known for like bugs and scorpions and snakes and stuff, right? So that's what I said to her because I'm like, maybe the MA just hasn't had a lot of experience. She was really young, but the PA, she's been here a while. She's probably seen some things. And the PA says the same exact thing. And she's like, no, I've actually never seen anything like this. That's why we need to monitor it, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to put you on the strongest antibiotics. I need you to follow up in 7 to 10 days, blah, 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 blah. She's giving me all this stuff. And I'm like, am I going to be okay? She's like, well, you should, but you do have to take this antibiotic. We got to monitor it. If it goes outside this line, it's cellulitis and all this stuff, which I know is severe, but I'm like, oh my God, it's literally just a bug bite. So she puts me on antibiotics and she puts me on the strongest kind, which I don't love to take antibiotics if I don't have to, but obviously in a situation like this, I needed to. And luckily there was a CVS right across the street. So I just walked there. I got my prescription. The lady was so nice there. Everyone's just so nice in Texas. So as soon as I'm done all of this, I call my mom because she's my nurse, right? So I tell her everything that happened. I'm so proud. I'm like, it all worked out. I'm glad I went, but everything's going to be fine. I'm going to be able to keep my leg. You know what I mean? And she's like, oh, just so you know, I'm allergic to that type of antibiotic. And so is so-and-so. And so is so-and-so. And I'm like, awesome. Am I? And at this point, I'm already in the Uber on my way back to that hotel pool. I'm ready to sit poolside, get a frozen margarita and chill, right? I already asked the doctor if I could go in the pool. She said totally fine. Absolutely. I had the clearance. I was ready to go. I picked up my prescription. I already took it, right? And so now I'm like, wait, am I going to have like a horrible reaction to this antibiotic? Luckily, I just took it anyway and everything was fine. And at this point, I've already lived to tell the tale. I'm way past 7 to 10 days, so I'm totally fine. But it was a little stressful situation, but it was totally fine. I was kind of like not taking it seriously until my mom was like, no, you need to take this seriously because if this infection spreads, like that's really not good. So I was like, you know what? You're right. So everything worked out. And honestly, is it even a bachelorette if someone doesn't end up in urgent care? I'm joking kind of, but luckily it was just for something as minor as a bug bite. I ended up going to the pool, having a great day. So that's just a little story there. And then I actually have another funny story right after this bachelorette that happened. So as soon as I get home, we got home like super late Sunday night. It was honestly like 2 a.m. or something like that. So the next morning, I'm like ready to just unpack, clean all my stuff, wash everything. Obviously, there are bugs in Texas. I didn't want to have any in my suitcase, none of that. So I grabbed all my stuff and I just threw it into the washer. Okay. And this next part is a little bit emotional for me. So after I throw all my stuff in the washer runs for like an hour. And I'm standing in my kitchen and I'm wondering, where is my Apple Watch? Can't find it, but I knew I had it in my book bag, in my carry-on. I'm checking. The clothes get done. Go downstairs. What's in the washer? Fully washed, scratched up, beat up, broken, won't turn on. My Apple Watch. So what do? I run up the stairs, put it in some rice, let it stay all day, overnight, try to charge it. Dead. Doesn't work. Do it again, a whole nother day, overnight, try to charge it. Dead. I thought these things were waterproof, right? I've washed AirPods. They've been fine. Apple Watch? Absolutely not. I even washed it on cold. Still didn't matter. So for a whole week, I was like, you know what? This might be good for me. Give my wrist a break. I haven't gone without an Apple Watch in years, like honestly, since I bought one. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to work out without an Apple Watch. I'm going to just live intuitively, you know, like all the things people say. Like, I'm not going to let the numbers affect me. And let me tell you, that was the most miserable week of my life. I hate working out without an Apple Watch. I know you shouldn't let the numbers control you. You shouldn't let the numbers dictate what you do. But honestly, the numbers motivate me. It makes me excited. It makes me feel proud of myself. I love when my little rings close up. I love when my friends send me their workouts through Apple Watch and I can see, oh, my friend went for a run today. You go, girl. You know what I mean? I love that. And for a whole week, I missed out on it. And I was like, I really shouldn't just drop a couple $100s on an Apple Watch. But finally, I was at my wit's end and I'm like, I'm going to go buy an Apple Watch. So at Walmart, they have them. I'll let you know in case you want to buy one. $189 for the SE, which the SE is like the basic one, but that's all I need. I don't need GPS. I don't need anything fancy. So that's what I bought. And I was so happy about it. I was honestly so upset when I realized that I washed my Apple Watch because I feel like I'm pretty responsible with stuff like that. But no, it is what it is. It happens. Now I have a new one. It looks just like my old one, does the same exact things as my old one. And now I'm back. So if I share Apple Watch with you and you see my fitness, I wasn't just lounging on the couch all week. I didn't have an Apple Watch. What else has been happening? Oh, well, it was 4th of July weekend, and one of my very best friends from college, Emily, she came to town. She came to New Jersey. She stayed with me. She's in med school right now, but she's technically on a break. And let me tell you, she is one of the most kick-ass people I've ever met. Her coming here just like was one of the best weekends I've ever had. She stayed Thursday to Monday, and she'll never say this to you, which is why I'm really going ham on the podcast about it, because she is all walk the walk. Like she just walks the walk and she will not talk the talk. And she's probably going to listen to this and be like cringing because I'm hyping her up, but it's true. She is so freaking cool and she just does so many things. Like she runs, she cooks, she's in med school, she's doing it through the Navy. She can do a bunch of pull-ups, a bunch of push-ups. Like she is just so cool and she just does it. She doesn't post it on social media. She doesn't talk about it on her secret podcast. She doesn't do any of that. She literally just does it. And it's just inspiring to be around people like that. And she's one of my best friends. And honestly, it's so refreshing to have friends that you're inspired by. Like, I feel like I can look at all my different friends and there's certain things in them that I admire. And with Emily, it's just, there's a lot of things. And I've said it to her so many times over the weekend, but we just had such a good time. Like, it was 4th of July. So we did a lot of Jersey Shore 4th of July type things. We saw fireworks. We went down to the beach bars. We went to a pool party. We went to the rodeo. But then in the mornings and the afternoons, we would have like such a wellness day. We would go for walks. She would run. We would work out outside. We would repot plants. We painted. We cooked healthy meals. We ate ice cream. Like we just had such a balanced weekend and it was so much fun. And it really just inspired me and got me excited again about things that I like to do. It just felt like the perfect summer weekend. So that was really exciting. Because of all these summer things, summer plans, I feel like I've just been in a summertime mood, which is why I wanted to share some things that I've just been loving for summer. More like wellness type things, but also just general things that are making summer more fun and making this mindset and this mood just so much better. The first thing that I've been obsessed with recently that's perfect for summer is short bursts of workouts. I'm talking 15-minute workout, 20-minute workout, 30 minutes, maybe even 45, but honestly, that's kind of stretching it unless it's like a walk or a run type of thing. But short bursts of workouts, multiple throughout the day. I feel like this is perfect for the summer, especially because the days are longer. And I feel like most of us are just more in a flexible mindset. Like even if your job is the same and your schedule is the same, your mindset's a little different. You're willing to stay up a little bit later. You're willing to get outside. You might have different plans and different responsibilities. So I feel like short bursts of workouts make it more fun and also just have been showing me more results. I feel like I'll do quick circuits. I've even been doing like sprint walk intervals. I'll hit a quick core workout, even just a quick yoga flow, like in my bedroom, just little things throughout the day to get movement in. And honestly, I've kind of just been following what I want to do. Like if I'm interested in doing a stretch and I feel like my body needs to do some really intense stretching, I'm going to do that. If I want to get outside and do like a body weight resistance band workout, I'm going to do that. Or if I want to go to the gym, I can go to the gym. But I feel like following this flexibility has not only made working out more exciting for me, but it's also shown me better results because I'm more likely to do it. During the winter, I tend to be more regimented and I'm kind of just following a strict split of, okay, after work, I go to the gym, I hit this. On Tuesdays, I hit this and whatever. But in the summer, I like to be free and flexible. I want to go play pickleball. I want to go to the chip and putt and play golf. And these short bursts of exercise throughout the day has made that a lot more feasible. There have been a lot of nights this week where after dinner, I just get this burst of energy and I'm like, rather than sit on the couch and chill, I'm going to go to this park right down the street from me and go do a couple laps, even if I just end up walking or if I do a sprint and then a walk and then a sprint and then a walk. It's been so much more fun for me and it takes the pressure off of feeling like I need to just live in the gym and do like this hour workout for what when I can do a bunch of exercise throughout the day. The other night after dinner, I actually went to this park and I did like a walk, a run, like a sprint interval type of thing. And then I grabbed my resistance band from my car because I was just feeling like doing some extra resistance. And I stayed at the park and I did some lateral lunges. I did some banded walks. I did some banded squats. I did some push-ups on the bench. And I just kind of did whatever felt right. And it felt so good. And the next day I could tell that I worked my muscles. And after I did the resistance band thing, I did another walk, run, loop, and then I went home. Sometimes I feel like we overcomplicate working out. Like, yes, it is beneficial to have a workout split and it is beneficial to hit upper body, lower body, and whatever. But if you're not hitting it or you're not being compliant to the plan, then obviously that plan's not working. And sometimes the best thing you can do is just follow the activity you naturally want to do, whether that's walking, running, cycling, core, kickboxing, pickleball, like whatever opportunities you have. I feel like in the summer, we're a lot more social. There's a lot more going on. So there are a lot more opportunities for movement. Don't deprive yourself of that. Allow yourself to kind of just follow along and adapt if that's what your body's craving. Another thing that I've been loving for the summer is stopping at local stands and farmers market type of stores and just buying what I need for dinner for that night and maybe the next day, but not too much in advance. Now, during the school year when I'm working and I'm a lot busier, this looks a lot different. But even towards the end of the school year, I was kind of doing this where I would just stop at a store on the way home and buy a couple things. And it's so much quicker. It's easy. You go home and you make exactly what you need that night. Personally, I like this because obviously with more time, I'm cooking a lot more, I feel like. And so I want to cook things that I'm kind of interested in that day. Like yesterday, I woke up and I was like, I want spaghetti squash for dinner. So I made a spaghetti squash with a pesto, like a homemade pesto, using basil from my herb garden. And it just felt like really natural and intuitive. And I wanted to do that. So I did it. And the day before, I was like, you know what? I want ribs. Like, I just wake up and I'm excited to make these meals. And it's made cooking so much more fun. Even during the school year when I'm still in a routine and working, towards the end, I was doing this. I would go to the store on the way home and I would just buy the very few groceries that I needed for that night. And then I would go home and make it. Obviously, if meal prep works for you and you make everything on Sunday, that's awesome. Keep doing that. But I feel like I go through phases where that works for me and then I kind of get bored of it and I want to just cook and have fun and do whatever I feel like doing for that day. I love specifically shopping at local farmers markets and even like our local meat market because I feel like the products are just so much better quality. And honestly, they're cheaper than going to like a big box grocery store and getting some limp lettuce that's overpriced and weeks old compared to a farmer's market that's putting out fresh produce that they grew locally right here. Plus, I just love supporting local farmers and families that are working really hard to make a living. Another thing that I've been doing that I never thought I would get on the program is Wordle every day. I'm only on day 4. This is a brand new hobby for me, but Emily, when she came to visit, she did it every day while we were here. And I like did it with her kind of like I would look over her shoulder and help out where I could. And over time, I was like, you know what? That is so fun. I love a word game. I love a brain game. And she was like, you should just get it. This whole time, I thought Wordle, you had to pay for the New York Times. And here it's free to do the Wordle. So we're friends on the leadership board so I can see like how many guesses she gets it in. And that just makes it more fun too. But I'm obsessed. A little brain game in the morning while you're having your coffee is awesome. Like today, I already did it and it's 9 a.m. or something. Yeah, I already did my Wordle. It was the first thing I did this morning. But it's just fun. It gets your brain thinking. I've even been playing the other games on the New York Times app. I love a brain game. Like when we were growing up and I had a DS, my favorite game was Brain Age, where you would do all those brain games. That was my favorite game on the DS. I loved it. It was so much fun. So yeah, if you want to be friends on Wordle, let me know. We can be friends. And going along with that, the last thing that I've just been loving for summer is a little friendly competition. Okay? Now, this is new for me because I would not consider myself a very competitive person, but I guess over time, or maybe I was just naive or like in denial, but I realized I'm a pretty competitive person and I might not be in your face like athlete, sports girl, athlete. And we talked about this on the Sporty Girl Summer episode, but I am pretty competitive and I like a little competition. And lately I've been really leaning into that. It's kind of what I talked about with Sporty Girl Summer, but I'm just down for any kind of game, any kind of competition, even like the Wordle. That's a competition. Over 4th of July, we went to the Chip and Putt. We played cornhole. I crushed it, by the way. I love any type of game. And it's so fun when you're playing with people that are similar level as you, where it is a competition, where you are not just getting smoked, but like actually, going at each other a little bit. And obviously friendly, nice, a little friendly competition never hurt anybody. But I just think it's fun, especially in the summer. I feel like there are so many games. Like I want to play spike ball this summer. I obviously want to keep playing pickleball. Volleyball on the beach would be fun. Just any kind of game where we can compete. Even like Flip Cup. We played that at the rodeo. So fun. Just games. I love games. I love sports. I'm really leaning into this athlete mentality, Sporty Girl Summer mentality, and I'm here for it. Even like board games. Recently, my friends and I have been in a dominoes kick. We've been playing dominoes together. That's been fun. I like Farkle. I like Rummikub. Yahtzee. I'll play any game. I'm obsessed. Shut the Box, obsessed. Any kind of game, I'm just into it. So much more fun than just sitting, not doing anything. Like, I want to play a game. If you have people over, have some games out because I will play them. So yeah, those are the things that I'm just loving right now. All wellness type of things. All of these things make me happy, get some movement in, eating healthier foods. I've been eating a lot of veggies, a lot of proteins, lean meats, all that type of stuff. I feel like in the summer, there's a high tendency to just go out, drink alcohol, spend a lot of money. And of course, that's fun sometimes, but you don't have to do that to have fun all summer. There are so many things to do in the summer that are fun. Honestly, more fun than doing that. And I feel like I've just been leaning into into it. Like, give me a free board game. Let me play the Wordle on my phone. Let's hang out and play dominoes. Like, I just think that's so fun. And this summer, I've just really been leaning into it and it's been so much fun. So yeah, these are some of the things that I've been loving. There's definitely more, but those are just the ones that I decided to share today. So thank you for listening. Let me know what you think on Instagram. I want to know the things you're loving at the Wellness Club XO. And we still have one spot left for the wellness retreat in the Poconos, July 25th to the 27th. If you're interested, send me a DM. I will talk to you all about it. But yeah, it's going to be a great weekend. Honestly, that's also what I've been really busy with. And that's why I haven't posted a podcast. I've been doing so much stuff for the retreat that I'm so excited about, like making stuff, organizing stuff, buying stuff, putting stuff together. Like, I don't want to keep talking about it because I know people are listening that are going. But just know I'm excited and I can't wait. And I can't believe it's already 2 weeks away at this point. So I'm excited. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Let me know on Instagram at the Wellness Club XL what you thought. Share it with a friend and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.